Yeah, so this one I guess uh uh this one actually this one is correct because this one if you expand, I mean if you expand the right hand side, right, then you multiply this, the first term you get an x square, and then if you multiply the inner and outer terms you get negative 5x and then a positive 6. Yeah, and then that means that the part D is wrong one. Yeah. So this one actually, I'm not sure why you choose A is wrong, because maybe you can factor the 6 to be 2 and 3, and then you can also think that you because it is positive 6, it can be written as negative 2 times negative 3. So you add up them, negative 2 negative 3, you get negative 5. Yeah, and then uh yeah, and I can see we can verify other choice first. So okay, so yeah, and you continue on question 17. Yeah, and then to solve it you need to write out the solution. So from the last line you can deduce the solution to be, oh, because A and B are constants, right? Yeah, x can be written as the form of A and B. So actually you cannot write that A is 2 and B. Mm, so just think about A and B as numbers. Okay, so firstly we know that x is equals to 0 is one solution, right? And then the next one is ax minus b equals to 0, right? So for this ax minus b to be 0, so you can deduce that if you add the b at both sides and then you divide the a and at both sides, you get the other solution is b over a. Okay, so that's what I mean by uh, treating A and B as numbers. So if A and B are like, let's say 1 and 2, what you do is also move the B to the right side and then you divide both sides by A. Yeah, so because A and B are non-zero, so this means that we can divide the A at both sides. And then to check the solutions means that we just need to plug in the x equals to 0 and b over a. So plug in 0, you get 0 equals to 0. And you plug in the b over a, you will get uh, okay, so you plug in b over a cube. This one you will get b cube over a square, and then this one you will get the right hand side, you will get b cube over a square. Yeah, so indeed they are the solutions. Okay, so here what you need to think about, I mean, yeah, so it's about that from here you have two things multiplied to get 0. So means that either x squared is 0 or the ax minus b is 0. Okay, so when x equals to 0, the whole thing is 0. Or when x equals to b over a, the whole thing will also be 0. Yeah, and then we continue to the next slide. I mean the next web page. Yeah, so this one you can try to solve. It is about factorizing the polynomial of the form. I mean, this is still in the part of 7-5 that we factorize the polynomial with in the form x squared plus bx plus c. Okay. Oh yeah, I need to share this. Stop sharing. Okay, yeah. So the first one, uh, okay, yeah. So the first one, you factor out the 36. So 36 you can get 1 times 36, 2 times 18, 3 times 12, 4 times 9, 6 times 6. Because you will not need to consider the negative because the 13 is positive, so you only need to consider positive terms. And which two add up to get 13 is this two, 4 and 9 will add up to get 13. So that's why we have 4 and 9 here. While same things goes to the negative 12. The negative 12 you can factor out. Yeah, so let's just factor out the positive 12, 3, 4. And for the difference to be 1, so you need to put one negative on. You need to put one negative, and so you see that for the difference to be 1, you need the difference of 3 and 4. Okay, so the difference, so you get is negative 3 and 4. Because you put negative 3 and positive 4, you add up, you get positive 1, which is truth. Yeah, so you need to match them with the middle term. Okay. uh the both negative. Yeah. No, it will be one negative and one positive. So if you mean that this one can be expressed as something y, and then you mean that this both must be positive. But if both of them are positive, then if you see the constant term, they multiply together, they will produce a positive. But this one is a negative, right? So means that one is positive and one is negative. So means that the linear factors, one bracket is positive, one bracket is y negative something, right? Because the 108 you have a negative sign, so means that the two factors should be one positive, one negative. Yeah, and the next step is to figure out what difference will make the two factors of the 108. What will make the difference 12? Yeah, that is a huge number. You need to write factor 108 completely, I guess. 1, 2, 100, 2, 36, 3, 4, 36, 5, 6, 5, 6, 8, 8 and 18. 9 and 12. Hmm? Yeah, and then among all of these, what difference, which pair have difference of 12? Yeah, so that one is the pair that we want. But you need to choose which number. Yeah, so we usually put the larger number with the negative because the negative 12. So you get negative 18 plus 6, you get negative 12. And the next one, you should also factor the 22. Yeah, there's only two pairs, right? Yeah, which is the positive 2 and negative 11. Because you need to add them up and you get a negative 9. Yeah, so if you want to check your answer, you can also expand these two brackets and then you see if they are the same as what the questions ask. Okay, and then this one we'll skip. And then on the slide number 4, it will be involved about factorizing polynomials that with yeah, in the form ax squared plus bx plus c. So with ax squared plus bx plus c means that we are on slide number 4. Yeah. So this one means that we will need to consider one more thing. So the three, I mean the first, yeah, we need to consider one more thing about the the first coefficient is not 1 anymore. Okay, yeah, correct. But over here there is some confusion. So I guess here there is a missing positive sign. Okay, if you don't have this positive sign, it will be a bit weird. Okay, so you use the what say the factorization by grouping. So you group the 3x squared and the x, and then the 6x and the 2. So you end up with x plus 2 times 3x plus 1. Okay, and then another method is about the cross multiplication. As the method you use is correct, but it will be complicated if sometimes you cannot manipulate you cannot get the perfect combination. So over here I will like write about the other method is about. Yeah, so the other method is like you need to factor it as 3x and then an x. Okay, so here there need to be two numbers. So since it is 2, then you can only have 1 and 2, right? So either 1 is here, 2 is here, or 2 is here, 1 is here. So you see that this pair is more possibly to be correct. Because if 2 is if 1 and 2 are here, then this 3 will multiply 2, you get 6. And then this one you multiply, you get x. So you get 7x. So means that 1 must be here and 2 must be here. Okay, so the method you use is like uh factor by grouping, and then if you factor out it in this method, you write the 3x and then the x, and then the 1 and 2 you factor them like that. So you see that it will be a bit faster than your method, I guess. Yeah. So we may proceed to the next question. Okay, yeah. Uh, okay. So x squared plus 11 plus 10. So you move 10 and then x plus 5. And then you factor the 2x out. Yeah, correct. I guess yours method is a bit faster. I'm not sure. Yeah, but if you if you can't use this way to factor, because sometimes it will involve some fractions or something. I'm not sure, but yeah. But for yours method, if sometimes you cannot get a way to like group them up, then you may try to use the other factorization method. So this one okay. So the same 2x here, x and here, and then here you have 1 and 5 only. So if 5 is over here, then you will end up with 2 plus 5, because this cross multiplication means that we are multiplying the terms like this. So we multiply here, and then we multiply here, and then we add them up together. Okay, so the other way is 1 over here and 5 over here, and then we end up with 11, because 2 times 5 we get 10, and then 1 times 1 we get 1. So that's why we have this 2x plus 1, and then 2x, the x plus 5. Okay, we may proceed. Yeah, the first one you have an a over here, I guess, and this is positive. Okay, so eh, uh, oh, I guess here it should be negative, and this one should be positive. Yeah, so this one is negative, and this one is negative, and this one is positive. And then this one negative is correct. This one this one is positive. So here you end up is 4a minus 4a plus 1 times a minus 2. Yeah, because oh, okay. Because if you're negative, you positive 8, you minus 9, you get positive 7, but the question gave us negative 7, so we should have a negative 8 instead. Yeah, and then for the other method we are using is that 2. So the 4 you can factor out as 2a and 2a, or the other one is 4 and 1. So the other method, I mean the other factorization, one is 4a and one is a. And then you will see that on the first one, right, because the 7 is odd, while these two a's, I mean these two twos are even. Okay, so it means that it is, you can immediately cross out this one because these two are even terms. They add up to form an even term, while the 7 is an odd number. So you will not produce the 7 using the first one. So we may cross out the first. So we may cross out this first method, while the second one, the -2, because you get a -7, so means that the -2 should go here, so that you multiply 4 and -2, you will get a -8, and then you add 1, you get a -7. Okay, yeah, so we can proceed. Okay, and then uh yeah, so I see some mistakes. Maybe after you complete the question, maybe you can try to like multiply out each terms, like, so you can multiply like this term, and then multiply like this term, and then you multiply these two to check you will, if you get the same expression as the question, I mean as the question that the polynomial given. So you get 9 square, and then you 9a square, and then you get 10, and then you get another 19a. uh so means that there are somewhere that is wrong. Okay, so the mistake is over here, yes. So if you see that these two they add up, you get 19a. And I guess that here should be negative and here should be negative. Okay, so we can end up with this one is negative. Okay, so there are something uh yeah, so you might need to like check a bit the the answer to see if you get the correct one. Yeah, and the other method is so the other method 3a and then 3a. So the first one is the 9a square can be factored out as 3a and 3a. But this one we can immediately like cross out because no matter what we choose, right, the middle term should be a multiple of 3. I mean, if we like expand it out, we see that the a term, the a to the power 1 term, it should be a multiple of 3. Okay, because if we have a 3 here and a 3 here, so if we multiply them out, the inner terms and the outer terms, they both have a 3 over there. So we add up, we will get a multiple of 3. But in this case, the a has coefficient 1. Yeah, so this one has a coefficient 1, which is not a multiple of 3. So we may skip to the next expression. I mean, so the next method, I mean, the next guess would be a and then a a. Okay, and then the negative 10, we should guess that the negative should be over here. Or else, this one is very large, I guess. Wait a minute, I guess. Let me factor the 10 out first. So 1 and 10, 2 and 5. Yeah, that's all. So so here we need to try like if we put the 2 over here and then the 5 over here, that means that the negative should be with 5. But it's not possible to get the 1a. So if 5 is over here, 2 is over here, the negative should be also over here. But it's also not matching the 1a. So if 1 is over here, 10 is over here, it will also not match because 9 times this 10 will be 90, which is very large. So the last guess is 10 over here and 1 over here with a negative over here. Yeah, so this one is the correct one. So you get is 9a minus 9a plus 10a minus 1. Yeah, so you will see that this type of questions is a bit like, yeah, it's like a bit hard if you do some mistake at the first part. So yours method is like a bit faster, but if you can try to be less careless, then it will be like more uh it will be easier to like get the question correct. Yeah, and then the last and then the next slide. Yeah, and then since you have an exam on the Friday, right? So I so maybe we can move the at my time the next class is the Saturday. Then we can move that class a bit earlier to like tomorrow or uh the next day tomorrow. Okay, nice. So then we can so maybe tomorrow or uh my time Friday. Okay, so okay, so then I guess tomorrow is okay for me. Yeah. Okay, so the tomorrow same time I guess. So we will like go through the whole chapter for you to prepare the exam. Okay. And then yeah, so now you can proceed on this question. Oh, b squared plus a minus 19. So 90 sounds- Okay, so this one actually this one is I guess not in your syllabus I guess maybe because this one you will need to use the multiplication cross multiplication cross multi uh cross multiplication method. So so I guess your school may might only focus on the what say the grouping method. So you group two of them and then the other two. Yeah, so this one I guess you cannot use the grouping method. Uh, so maybe I can talk about how to use the cross multiplication. So this m, so this m over here, so here we need to separate the 24 out. So we can try to factor the 24. So it can, so during this factorization, we usually would like write out in an ascending order. So means that this is 1, 2, and then 3, 4. Okay, and then 1 times 24, 2 times 12, 3 times 8, 4 times 6. Okay, so 1 times 24, 2 times 12, 3 times 8, 4 times 6. That's all. And then, so for the difference of 2, we notice that it is these 2 that will end up with a difference of 2. So means that if 4 is over here and 6 is over here, then we multiply the, then if we multiply the inner terms and the outer terms, so here we'll get negative, uh, so here we'll get negative 4mn, here we get 6mn, and then we'll end up with 2mn. Okay, so yeah, so this is how we use this cross multiplication method. So you need to like factor the first term and the last term. So usually they will like make one of the sides easier to factorize. So like the n square is easier to factorize. You can just split it to n positive n and negative n. While the 24m square is a bit hard, you need to factor out the 24 to be 1 and 24, 2 and 12, and then so on, and then you can guess which one will add up to have the same term as this 2mn. Yeah. So the next question. Yeah, the first usually depends on which term is easier. Like this one, 5, we can only have one possibility. So it's 1 and 5. But if you choose 6, it will have 2, 1, 6 and 2 and 1, 6, 2, 3. So maybe we choose the simpler term like the 5y square to like factor it as 5y and then a y. Yeah. And then usually in this cross multiplication method, we will have like a cross table like this. So usually these two numbers we will put the factors of 6. Yeah, or 1 and 6. So to see, yeah, this case is 2 and 3. So let's say we put this 2 over here and then 3 over here. Yeah, and then how do we check is that if you look at the arrows over here, you see that this 5 times 3 you get 15. Yeah, and then the 2 times y you get 2y. And then these two add up will get 17y. And you look at the question is 13y, right? So it's not the same. So means that we should switch them, like 2 at the bottom and 3 on top. Yeah, and then like that you like end up to get the 13. Okay, so you get 13, then how you should read the answer? You should read it like this. Okay, so the first one is 5y plus 3, and then the second one is y plus 2. So why we should read the answer like that? Uh, so this is plus 3, this is plus 2. So because, like, let's say if we have 5y plus 3 times y plus 2, if you look at the product thing, you would have a cross product, right? The 5y should multiply to the 2 here. So this is the same as you multiply this 5y over here. Yeah, so this 5y, the outer terms is the same as this 5y times 2 over here. While the y times 3 is same as the product of the inner terms. So that's why we have this. Yeah, that's why we should read the answer like this. Yeah, it's multiplying. Yeah. So if you look at the page number 12, you have some homework problems, and then yeah. So you can send me like the. So I will send you the homework, the link to the homework, and then we will. Then I guess we will meet tomorrow. Okay. So yeah, that's all for today. Uh, maybe no, because there's too much homework, I guess. So maybe the homework, right? No need to send it before tomorrow's class. I guess before the exam day, I can help you to like mark the homeworks. So don't rush just before the exam day, I guess. Okay, 07. Okay. Yeah, okay. Yes. Yeah, I will send the links to the. Yeah, I'll send the screenshot for you. Okay, thanks.